You want the tactics, right? How do I get the leads that I need? How do I find good deals to fund? What are the products I should be offering? What is it you did every day to build this thing? Folks, I say this a lot and I'm going to say it again for good reason. The stuff you do is not going to make you successful if the stuff you do is being driven by a mind that hasn't achieved any form of success that is bigger than where you are right now. Rabbits versus wolves, or entitlement versus necessity. What am I talking about? Well, when building your business loan brokerage, you will be faced with a multitude of decisions. And it not only takes a strong mindset to make these decisions, it actually takes a lot of discipline to know what is necessity for you and your brokerage and the growth, and what is actually being driven by your ego and therefore is entitlement. One decision obviously can turbocharge everything for you, the other can potentially kill it. So, not being entitled and thinking and operating on the basis of only what is a necessity, it's a mindset and it's a perspective on life and how things actually are, the reality. And it's the difference between those that do and those that don't. I'm Gavin Bird. For those of you that don't know, we're an online business loan brokerage located in the United States. We have a training program where we actually train others to do exactly what we do, one-on-one in the field. And let's get back to this video. So I want to tell you a story about what drives its evolution. And I want to share this because what we do, you should actually be doing too if you want to become a successful business loan broker and actually make this the replacement for your 9 to 5, if that indeed is what you have right now. So we started with basically an idea. And today we've got a movement, a collective of individual entrepreneurs who, because of the way that we have structured this entire business, are able to learn whilst they earn, because those who have already achieved that success are able to coach those and train those who want to achieve exactly the same things. It's brilliant, really works well. As evolution and growth is actually going from strength to strength. It's a very exciting time. And all of that, despite the world economic outlook, it's definitely an exciting time for us, and that's what I want to dig into. We've achieved all of this, actually, guys, with nothing but ourselves. There was no big investment at the start. We just had the idea, our collective and actually vast experience of the industry, and a good old-fashioned dose of blood, sweat and tears, to be honest with you. To get what we've got has required a lot of internal work and focusing only on the necessity. And I know, I do get it. That's probably not what you want to listen to right now. You want the tactics, right? How do I get the leads that I need? How do I find good deals to fund? What are the products I should be offering? What is it you did every day to build this thing? Folks, I say this a lot and I'm going to say it again for good reason. The stuff you do is not going to make you successful if the stuff you do is being driven by a mind that hasn't achieved any form of success that is bigger than where you are right now. I'm going to just say that again. The stuff you do is not going to make you successful if the stuff you do is being driven by a mind that hasn't achieved any form of success that is bigger than where you are right now. You have nothing to base your decisions on. Trial and error. You cannot simply use blunt force to hit your income goals. It's stupid. The truth is, the more we work on, the more we optimize and enhance and train ourselves as leaders of both ourselves and others, okay, the more success that we will inevitably find we have in this industry and life. That is focused on necessity. And of course, look, I get there are tactical elements. I do understand that. Knowing the tools of the trade, as it were, getting things set up properly so that the right foundation for growth is actually there to be built on, so that we don't actually burn out over time. That's another thing that happens to people. I get all of that. But most of what you will need to do for success has to focus on the internal work, okay? What's necessity? One without the other will only mean failure. So let's dig in on necessity versus entitlement, or the rabbits versus the wolves. So right or wrong, we live in a global era of entitlement. There's a lot of rabbits running around out there. By and large, a lot of folks like to claim, they have a right to things. They refuse to pay for things. They will not work for things. We see a direct contrast between individuals who seem to glide through problems and setbacks with, unobstructed momentum, and versus the ones who tend to blame other people and they get overly emotional. And when it comes to brokering, they just quit the game at the first sign of trouble, whatever that trouble might be. One group is focused on necessity, the other is entitled. From what I have seen, The ones that focus on necessity and who are getting success understand two very simple things, way better than the entitled crowd, who tend to just make excuses and ultimately, as I say, quit. One, they know they have to earn it every day with hard work. Then they rinse repeat that every single day. They know they aren't entitled to any of it, and it's all on them. And then two, they don't expect anything to be handed to them on a plate, right? They expect things to be tough for a while, and they back themselves over and above anyone or anything else, no matter the circumstance. Necessity versus entitlement. Rabbits versus wolves. Those focused on necessity, these people are the hunters. These are the wolves, if you will, right? They catch their own food. Those who are entitled, these people are the prey. They're the rabbits. They can't survive unless everything that they need to thrive is basically provided for them. Make no mistake, when you enter this profession, you will encounter both characters. But I would say there are way more entitled little rabbits out there than there are wolves. And that's a good thing, guys, right? Sometimes we actually talk about this, believe it or not. You know, how when we look out there at the loan brokering market, the various different training programs as well, all these different people trying to make it, and then the failure rate in general, which is huge. And even, yes, the small minority of folks that we mistakenly sometimes let into our program, we literally try and work out how or why so many of these people are just weak. Internally weak, I mean, right? Now, I know that's not a nice thing to say, I get that. But guys, I want to be real here because that's what we are. Your own expectations determine how hard or easy your life is at any given time. You may now, having heard what I've just said, decide that you don't want to listen to this video anymore, or me anymore, because I'm being mean and that's not someone that you want to, associate yourself with. Or that's certainly not someone whose training, you'd want to be sort of taking. And I get all of that, I do. But here's the truth. History only rewards and remembers the winners. It's just a fact. If you don't want to win at life and you don't want to become a successful business loan broker in the challenging times ahead, and I'm going to dig into that, you may as well just stop watching the video, and I'm okay with that. This video is actually for those who consider themselves the winners, okay? The wolves out there. We see way too much weakness in this industry, way too much entitlement in people starting out this profession thinking they owed it all. They think that it's all just going to happen for them, and if it doesn't, well, that's somebody else's fault. It's BS. Truth be told, the titled lot, they're not going to be able to get away with it too much longer. It's been pretty easy to make money in the last 10 years. Those times are changing. The future world won't have time for the entitled individuals. The rabbits are going to get eaten, guys. Pay attention to this. There is a huge economic crash coming. It's happening. It will clear out a lot of the industry and the overabundance of weak entitled people. Weak entrepreneurs, weak leaders and decision makers will go with that clear out, I promise you. Now why? Because that weak entitled lot will just quit in one way, shape or form when any form of challenge comes to them, because they don't understand that they have to earn it every day with hard work, and then they need to repeat that every day with hard work. They know they aren't entitled to any of it and it's all on them. They don't expect anything to be handed to them on a silver platter. They expect things to be tough, and it's going to get a bit tougher soon. They back themselves over and above anything and everything else. And so those that do understand that, and we do, the wolves, they will eat the weaker ones, the rabbits. And we look at some competition like that too. The wolves are going to flourish in the challenging times ahead, guys. The question then is, are you the wolf or are you the rabbit? Those of you who back yourselves over and above everything else will flourish in the coming times, I promise you. No pain, no gain. No one, not even the economic crash, will derail you from your future because you are not entitled. You know you aren't owed anything at all. You understand money will always flow, whatever the circumstance. People will always borrow. And if you focus on what is necessity, this coming time of yours is all for the taking, while the others get eaten. The rabbits versus the wolves, or the entitlement versus necessity. None of us are entitled. We've worked hard to get where we've got. We've been through a lot together to get where we are today. Okay, we're looking forward to the coming times. And we're definitely not entitled, that's for sure. We're looking forward to the crash and the huge opportunity that presents us by focusing only on what is necessity. Okay, if you're still with me, I do want to say a quick word about playing it safe too, because it's all connected. As we're coming into these sort of challenging times, okay, Your biggest risk right now is not even risk itself. If you focus on safety first versus your growth, what's more conducive to your success? We speak to a lot of people every single day. We always dig into their goals, and you can always tell straight away who optimizes their life for safety versus those that focus on growth and success. And they tell you they want to leave the 9 to 5, they want to be their own boss, they want to have time and financial freedom, all that good stuff. But when you dig into the decisions that they actually make, you find that they're either making no decisions that are focused on anything to do with growth, they're basically just stuck in this inaction, or they make decisions purely from a place of fear or risk aversion, right? Safety. No one grows that way, guys. Haven't got the money, haven't got the time, what if this or what if that, you know, all these different sort of scenarios, they're all excuses rooted in fear and safety, not growth at all. So, why are you stuck? What decisions are you making right now? Entitlement versus necessity. Remember that, folks. You have to invest in your risk. Are you investing in decisions that will get you where you want to be and where you want to go through these trying times? Or are you investing in certainty and safety? Are you a wolf or are you going to be the rabbit? Success in creating a future reality bigger than the one you have right now is a linear decision. Do not be entitled. Instead, focus only on what is necessity and therefore those decisions that will get you where you want to be. Rabbits versus wolves. Choose who you're going to be, guys. Simple as that. And I hope this helped. It's a bit of a different kind of format. I'm not even sure the concept of the video worked. I hope you kind of get what I'm trying to say here. You need to be the hunters. You need to have the right mindset. There's a great change and a great opportunity coming with this particular industry. Those that are the hunters, those that are not weak inside, internally, those that have got a strong mindset, they're going to thrive coming through the coming times. Everybody else is going to leave, and that just presents us with a huge opportunity. And that's really what I wanted to present here, guys. Growing is not about the tactics and all the things that you think it's all about. It's all up here, and for us it's ensuring that our collective leadership team, and therefore everybody that we're training, starts to develop or has the same mindset that we do. It's all about focusing on what is necessary or what is necessity to get us where we want to be. Everything else, get rid of it. It's just emotional BS and baggage. Doesn't help you at all. Thanks for listening.